Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to introduce a coach that really doesn't need an introduction. He could be anywhere in the world, but he's right here in Columbus, Georgia, to help us honor and celebrate our coaches and student athletes. Put your hands together for Coach Sabin. It's okay. You can stand to your feet if you'd like. Want the mic up?
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I get some of these introductions sometimes, and I certainly do appreciate it. It's a great honor to be here today, but people always remember a lot of the good things that you did. They remember the wins, they remember the championships. But sometimes as a coach, I remember some of the other things that happened. Like 12 years ago, my first year at Alabama, we lost to ULM. I don't know if anybody knows what that stands for, but it's one of those directional schools in Louisiana that you're never supposed to lose to when you're in Alabama. University, Louisiana, Monroe. And it was our first year. We're trying to establish a program. We had 5 starters suspended for behavioral issues. We turned over the ball 6 times. It was probably the most humiliating defeat. Not because we lost the game, but as a coach, you always look at how your team played. And I was devastated by how we played. Lack of discipline, lots of bad things. So I'm the most humiliated man maybe on the planet. And when the game is over, you can't just go hide, you know, when you're the head coach at Alabama. You got to go talk to the team, try to explain to them how we got to use this to try to get better. You got to go talk to recruits and try to explain away why they should still come to Alabama or be interested in coming to Alabama. You got to go to a press conference and explain to your fans, all right, why you played the way you played, and you have to be responsible for it. All right, so after all that, do your TV show, you know, I'm just like down as I can be. And now I get in my car to drive home, and my car is empty, no gas. So now I'm going to have to stop someplace and get gas. So I stop and get gas, and of course we had won the national championship at LSU when I was there, and I had my ring on, so I pump my gas, and I go in and pay the guy. And he says, wow, what's that? And I said, well, that's a national championship ring, and we're going to do the same thing here at Alabama. And he said, we'll never do it while that Nick Sabin's a coach. So we've had our ups and downs through the years, too. We've had our opportunities to learn. And then just 2 years after that, which was 2009, you know, we beat the Texas in the Rose Bowl to win the national championship. So I'm from West Virginia. And, you know, I grew up pumping gas at my dad's service station, all right, working on cars, because it was a service station. I mean, it was full service. And we were out in the country where the coal mining towns were. So I always had tennis shoes and white socks. All right, but they decide that back home, we won the national championship. We want to have a celebration for Coach Sabin and his family for winning a national championship. So when I was growing up, you know, I met Miss Terry. She was in the 7th grade. I was in the 8th grade. We met at science camp. I don't know how I got picked to go to science camp from my school. We went to different schools. All right, so I always liked her. I always wanted to go out with her. And she would have absolutely nothing to do with me, nothing at all, because I was country. I was country, white socks, tennis shoes, grease under my fingernails. All right, and she was from the city. And they had penny loafers and Izod sweaters, and I mean, we never saw any of that kind of stuff where I grew up. So she always had this boyfriend named Mickey Schaefer. So she'd never go out with me. So finally, when I was a senior and we were doing really well in football, she finally went out with me. But I go back for this celebration, and I find out that Mickey Schaefer has a service station. So I say, man, I am not going to miss the opportunity to drive Miss Terry by and show her where she might have ended up, or should have ended up with him. So we're going to the celebration, and I kind of veer off and go the wrong way. And she said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I want to show you something." So we drive by his place, and I say, "See, this is where your boy Mickey Schaefer is now. That's where you'd have been if you'd ended up with him." She said, "If I'd ended up with him, he'd be the head coach at Alabama now." So, but you know, I would like to congratulate all the players, all right, that are here. Obviously, you guys did a lot of hard work. We're very committed to what you did, to being a good teammate, and you had a lot of success individually and hopefully collectively on your team. And you're obviously here to be honored today, and I'd like to congratulate all those guys. And I'd also like to congratulate all the coaches for what you do to help these young men have an opportunity to be more successful in life because of the lessons that they can learn through you, from you, in terms of your leadership. And I want you to know that I appreciate what you do more than you could ever know, because my high school coach, other than my parents, probably had the greatest impact on me and my future based on some of the lessons that I learned when I was 14, 15, and 16 years old, that helped me have a chance to go get an education and have a chance to have some opportunity to take advantage of and hopefully create some success in my life and something that I enjoy doing. So for every coach out there, I want you to know that what we do right now is probably more important than ever, because young people don't get the opportunities to have a chance to learn things that they learn from something they enjoy doing in a competitive type of environment, which may not get created in some other place in their life. So I think it's really important what you do, and I certainly appreciate that more than you know. You know, I get asked the question a lot, you know, what does it take to win? What does it take to be successful? And, you know, people talk about preparation. They talk about having a good game plan. They talk about having a foolproof system on offense, defense, and special teams. They talk about having the ability to adjust in the game at halftime or whatever. But really the most important thing in being successful, and the most important thing that it takes to win, is you have to have the right mindset in the people in your organization. And that starts with everybody in the organization knowing exactly what their vision is, knowing exactly what they want to accomplish, and knowing exactly what they want to do. And I'm talking about individuals now. You know, everybody says all the time there's no I in team, but there is an I in win. And that stands for the individuals and the sense of urgency that they have in terms of their commitment to what they need to do to accomplish the vision that they have as an individual, not just as a team. And that's really what I'm talking about now. So whatever you want to accomplish, and I have every player on our team come in when they get there, and I say, I want to know what your goals are for what you want to accomplish while you're here at the University of Alabama. And I want the guy to say, I want to get an education, I want to graduate from school and develop a career off the field, and I want to play in the NFL someday. That's the two things that I want the guy to say. All right, because we're going to define, and we have a defined, everybody calls it the process. This is what you have to do to accomplish these things. And that's what everybody's got to be committed to, and that's what your behavior has to correspond, so that the habits have to correspond, so that your behavior is helping you do the things you need to do to have a chance to be successful. Who do you need to work with? What kind of discipline do you have to have, which is probably the most important thing. Because the third part of that is, you want to do these things? Here's what you have to do it. No different than any of us wanting to lose 10 pounds. That's our goal. Slim Fast tells you exactly what you can eat every day. Every meal, every plan, everything you have to do. It's not an issue. That's the process. That's what we have to do. Discipline to execute it every day. That's where we all struggle. What is discipline? I'm sure there's some sign up in every one of these high schools around here that says discipline is doing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, the way it's supposed to get done, do the right thing, the right way, the right time, all the time. But self-discipline I define as this. Here's something I know I'm supposed to do that I really don't want to do. Can you make yourself do it? Over here, there's something you know you're not supposed to do, but you want to do it. Can you keep yourself from it? So if you can make those two choices, and we make them 100 times a day, all of us, in terms of all the things that we get confronted with. If you can make those choices and decisions and have the discipline to do those things, then you'll be able to stay on the path of what you have to do to accomplish the goals that you have. No different than that diet that we talked about. Because what you have to overcome to be successful is feeling versus choice. How many times as parents out there or as coaches do you hear people say, young people say, I don't feel like studying. I don't feel like going to class today. I don't feel like getting up and going to work. I don't feel like practicing. It's not about what you feel like doing. If you have a goal and something that you want to accomplish, then you have to choose to do the things that you need to do to accomplish the goal. You can't do what you feel like doing, because those behaviors don't always match up. Don't tell me you want to play in the NFL. Don't tell me you want to graduate, and then I bring you in my office and your behaviors don't match that up. You're not going to class, and you say you don't feel like practicing. So those behaviors don't match up to do the things you need to do to accomplish the goals that you have. And all of us have to, at some point in time, make these choices and decisions based on our vision or based on our circumstance. All right, when we focus on the circumstance that we're in, that's what creates problems in us being able to do the things that we need to do to accomplish the vision that we have. You know, Chuck Pagano, who was the coach of the Indianapolis Colts a few years ago, had cancer, missed a whole season, had 4-stage cancer. He beat it. All right, but when their team got in the playoffs, there was a speech on CBS, in the locker room after the game, and there's one part of that speech I remember. And he said, I'm going to focus on my vision, not my circumstance. My vision is I want to see my daughters grow up and I want to dance at their wedding. My circumstance is I have cancer. So he focused on his vision, and he actually beat the cancer, and he's cancer-free now and doing very well, and his daughters are growing up, and one day he will dance at that wedding. So having a goal, having a vision for what you want to do, having the discipline to stick to the process and make the choices and decisions that you have to do to accomplish that is really significant to being successful. And everybody's got to understand out there, and every one of you players especially, the road to success is always under construction. Success is not a continuum. Just because you're successful today, you're getting an award today, you just won the last game, that doesn't mean you're going to continue to be successful. It's not a continuum. It's momentary. It's what happens now. And then what becomes most important is what do you do next. All right, but it's not the human condition, all right, to get an A on the first test and then say, I'm going to get the highest grade in the class. The human condition is get an A on the test. I can take it easy for 2 weeks, make a C on the next test, have a B average, and I'm very happy with that because I did good. I did well. That's good enough. But that's not good enough to really be successful because you're being complacent. And complacency creates a blatant disregard for not doing the right thing. You think that you don't need to continue to do the things that helped you be successful. And this doesn't make, this is the same if you're selling cars, all right, or if you're trying to be a good football player or you're trying to graduate from school. Whatever you do, you have to continue to challenge yourself and focus on what's in front of you, the challenges that are in front of you, and don't look back, always look forward. All right, because people ask me all the time, how do you continue to be successful? That's what we have to do. We have to teach our players. They're only good as their last play. They're only as good as their last game. Every time they have to focus and prepare, and it should be about them trying to be the best players that they can be. It's the only way you're going to be successful. Kobe Bryant was very interesting when he came and talked to our team. I always thought he was a great athlete. I never knew what kind of a person he really was. And this is one of the people, as a person, makes me have the ultimate respect for what he accomplished and what he did. One of the players asked him a question, what motivates you more? How much you love to win or how much you hate to lose? He said neither one. What motivates me is I want to be the best. I want to be the best player that I can be. I try to be perfect. I know I can't be perfect, but I'm going to close the gap on perfect in my performance because I'm going to work every day to do it. Next question. how did you score 60 points when you were 40 years old in the last play that you ever played, last game that you played in your career? And he said, I worked 8 hours a day for 365 days out of the year so that I could play that season. They don't put that part on ESPN. All right, so here's a guy that is one of the greatest players of all time, and he continued to try to be the best player that he could be. You know, I talk a lot about self-respect. We were playing Vanderbilt a year ago. They were 3-0. All right, we're 3-0. And as soon as we go 3-0, I'm thinking, how am I going to get our players up to play Vanderbilt? They don't have a lot of respect for them. They are a little better than they usually are. All right, so this is going to be a little tougher game. We got to play up there. So one of their players gets on ESPN after they beat Kansas State and says, Bama, you're next. So now our guys, they're ready to go. I don't have to say anything. So we go up there and play the best game that we played all year. I think it was 65-0, like maybe at halftime. All right, and I'm trying to figure out how not to score. But the question that I had for the players after the game was, you all felt disrespected by what this player said. Now, you wouldn't know the guy from Adam's House Cat if he walked in the room right now. Nobody would recognize him. Nobody would know who he was. But he put it out there, all right, that you're next. So you all felt disrespected by this guy. So that disrespect really motivated you to go out and play great, which you did, and I appreciate. But why do we need that guy to do that? If you have any self-respect and you want to be the best player that you can be, you want to be the best person you can be, you want to be the best student that you can be, why do you have to have somebody else dog you, all right, to motivate you to get ready to do that? What about your self-respect of knowing you did your best to be the best you could be? So nobody could answer. Got no answer, got no response. All right, but that's a question really for all of us. You know, I talk about success is not a continuum, but to be successful, and most of us work in some organization with other people, we need to be positive and affect other people in a positive way that are around us. And it takes a little otherness. You know what otherness means? You put the other person first, all right, so that you can be positive, all right, about how you affect the people around you. And it goes a long way in terms of being a leader. If someone's going to be a leader, the first thing you need to do is set a good example. You got to be somebody that somebody wants to emulate. And you got to care enough about another person to help them for their benefit. Not for your benefit, that's manipulation. For their benefit. And it may be something as simple as teaching them to do something a little better, a better way. All right, because if you're going to be a leader, you have to serve other people. Never pass up the opportunity to say, I appreciate you. Never pass up an opportunity to tell someone they did a good job, all right, because we really want to serve other people. That'll make you feel better about yourself than anything that you can do. And I always ask people a question, and you can ask yourself this question and do a little inventory on yourself, is how do you pray? Do you pray to be blessed, or do you pray to be a blessing? Somebody else has to bless you. You can be a blessing to everybody that you meet every day by how you treat those people, how you think of them, and how you help them along the way in terms of your impact and your positive energy and attitude on what they do. So helping others. You know, people only remember one thing. How did you make them feel? That's all they remember. In the long run, that's all they remember. When they meet you, when they talk to you, how did you make them feel? So if you really want to create value for yourself, you have to be positive, and other people have to say and feel good about how you make them feel. And that's hard because everybody's self-absorbed. They think about how it affects me, and you got to go to the otherness part. How does it affect them? And that's really important. So if you're going to have a successful team, everybody's got to work to the same standard. You know, everybody's got to understand. You got to keep focusing on what's in front of you. You got to be positive in your work. All right, but if you're going to have any team chemistry in your organization, everybody's got to work to the same standard. And if you you're not doing anybody a favor if you don't make them do that. If you don't confront and demand that they do that. Because you're never going to have any team chemistry in your organization. Because if you got these people over here half-stepping and these people over here working and doing the job that you want them to do, they're never going to respect each other. Mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people. So if you let it coexist on your team or in your organization, you're never really ever going to have any kind of team chemistry. And then ultimately, everybody out there, and I'm talking to the players mostly, you got to be responsible for your own self-determination. What does that mean? You got to be accountable to do your job. And it can't be somebody else's fault just because things don't go the way you want them to go. You have to take responsibility for that. You have to understand somebody defined what I was supposed to do. What part of that did I not do well? And then go get it fixed. All right, so that you have a chance to be successful and be the best that you can be. And then the last thing kind of goes back to what I talked about before. How about your pride in performance? What kind of self-respect do you have to be the best that you can be at whatever you choose to do? To me, you'll never have more happiness in your life than knowing you did your best to be the best that you could be, no matter what you choose to do. So you got to think of others. You got to believe and trust in something. And you know, you can't trust anyone. And I tell my kids this, I tell the players on our team this. I can't trust you if you don't tell me the truth. So everybody's got to tell me the truth. Tell my kids, you got to tell me the truth. I can't trust you if you don't tell me the truth, and we can't have a relationship if I can't trust you. So how much value does that have? And that's true in any organization. That's the only way you're going to have that. So you got to think of others, but we also got to believe in something, and we got to believe in principles, and everything starts with trust and respect. And people have to respect each other, and they have to trust each other. All right, and everybody's got to be grateful. You've got to be grateful for the gifts you have. All you players back there, all right, God gave you great gifts. You should be grateful for that. And you should thank your coach. But every coach should thank the players, like I thank our players at the banquet. But every thank you has an IOU. You thank somebody, that means they did something for you, they helped you do something, then you should think that I have to do something to make sure that I don't disappoint in terms of how people help me. You know, this happened to me when I was a kid. I was 9 years old. I played second base on a little league team. All right, baseball, Carolina, coal mining town. Jocko Anderson was my coach. I still remember him like yesterday. I was the smallest kid and the youngest kid on the team, and I played second base because that's as far as I could throw the ball to get it to first. All right, so he used to hit me extra ground balls all the time, and my dad would come and pick me up, and one day I said, hey, thanks, Coach, for hitting me some extra ground balls. And we were walking away, and my dad said, you know, that thank you has an IOU. I looked at him like, what are you talking about? He says, you owe that coach all of your trust and respect, and you owe that coach your very best in everything you do because he's put everything he can in terms of helping you be able to be successful on the field. No different than when I thank our players for the great effort they gave all year this year to go 13-0 and win the SEC. I thank them all for that, but I owe them my best to help them be successful as people, as students, and as players, and as well as best effort for them to have a chance to be successful in the next game. So all these things are about pride and performance. And I'm going to close in something that with something that you probably heard me say many times before. I probably said it when I was here before. All right, is Martin Luther King gave a sermon probably 70 years ago. And he talked about there's only one guy that I'll let shine my shoes in the green stamp store in Montgomery, Alabama because of the pride that guy has in shining shoes. And the smile he gets on his face when you tell him what a great job he did in shining your shoes. And then he goes on and says, if you're going to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper in the world. Sweep the streets like Michelangelo painted a Sistine Chapel, like Shakespeare wrote literature. Put a sign up that says the best street sweeper in the world lives right here. And if you do that, you accomplish the best there is in life, knowing you did your best to be the best you could be, no matter what you choose to do. That's what I'd like for everybody here. And I think you'll ultimately have a great holiday, and you'll feel great about yourself, and you'll feel good about the people that you affect that are around you. So thank you very much. Roll Tide, and God bless everyone, and have a happy holiday. Thank you.
Honey, how will we ever tell everyone about the great new brands we have in?
Do you mean the No Love, or the Four Pockets Full, the Rich Forever, or the In? All of those brands will be here and more.
We have a large selection of LRG and Aku.
Black Pyramid, the Le Tigre, the Hustle Gang, and as always, we carry a large selection of New Era caps.
So come see us at the Clothes Connection, located at 3360 Buena Vista Road, or call 706-984-8575.
Should planning your travel be more stressful than staying at home? Of course not. Here at Lumpkin Travel, our VIP service makes traveling easy and fun.
Girls Trip!
We've helped serve thousands of people and families experience their dream vacation by taking the hassle out of travel.
Thank you.
We book your flight, reserve your hotel, and make sure you have a stress-free vacation so you can enjoy every moment of it.
Thank you.
We even help you choose different activities that you're guaranteed to enjoy. And the best part is, we find you the best price at no extra charge for you. Actually, 95% of customers save money and time by booking with Lumpkin Travel. So start thinking about your dream vacation. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we'll make it happen for you. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today or log on and set up your vacation of a lifetime with Lumpkin Travel, your travel agent for life.
E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse has been your most trusted name in men's fashion for more than 50 years. We've offered the area's best selection of top quality, name brand suits, accessories, and casual wear at the most competitive prices around. Customer service is our top priority. We're the professionals generations have trusted for the best quality and absolutely the best deals. We are E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. We are simply the best.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
Hey, my name is George, and I love the Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets. It's like me grilling at home. It tastes very similar to that, except the seasoning. I probably can't season it as well as Chick-fil-A does. The chicken's super tender, and honestly, the best nuggets I've ever tasted.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
In Japan, they have something called Kobe beef. That's how we do it at Luke's Pub. 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 Y'all come out and see us.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Joining me right now is one of the winningest coaches in East Alabama and West Central Georgia. That's bar none. High school, college, pro, none other than Coach Jason Gibson with the Columbus Lions. How are you?
It feels good. I feel good now after that intro.
Man, no, really. You 3 championships, man. You've been here maybe, what, 15, 16 years?
12.
12 years. That's I don't know if anybody who has coached around here has won that many championships, and I know that you've won them with the Columbus Lions in 3 different leagues, but you also coach
the Glenwood Gators now.
Yeah, we're getting close, man. You know, we lost in the state semifinals 2 years ago, playoffs again this year. So hopefully this is a year for them. So it's a program that we've been building, and I'm proud of it.
Coach, I know that I'm going to need more than the 6 minutes or whatever that we're going to do this interview, but the bottom line with you is that I'm wanting to know, now that you're coaching 15, 16, 7-year-olds, and then you've already been coaching, 21, 22, 23-plus-year-olds, what's the biggest difference from coaching high school football and coaching pro football?
Oh, man, that's a great question people ask. It's a hard transition because, I could go through a whole week of practice with an arena team, and we might drop 4 passes the whole week. You can go through a whole week in high school, and you might catch 4 passes. It's just a total different mentality. And the biggest difference is with arena ball, if you don't play good on Friday, I can fire you and get somebody else on Monday. In high school, you play with what you got.
Now, we talked a little bit about the championships that you've won, but obviously when you came to town, did you have that vision or that dream that you would win that many titles in such a short period of time?
DJ, I don't even know what I was thinking when I came here. I really didn't know. It was just an opportunity to build something. I like kind of building things, and it just – the city of Columbus and Phoenix City, and then the people, and of course we met, and it just started growing into something bigger than what it is now, to where I think we got a national name, and I'm proud of it.
Different leagues, different owners. Tell me what keeps it all in order for you.
The owners, the city, the community, the people here, and hard work, and I got a lot of help staff that's behind the scenes. But I put a lot of work in, just like, we brag, I love bragging about you guys. We hustle it, and we do the work, and then we find people that want to be involved with it, and they see our vision, they see my vision, so.
Now, you are the envy of the coaching business because you're one of the rare coaches that get to coach football all year round. Obviously, you got high school football in the fall, and then you got arena football or indoor football. I'm sorry, my arena days, man.
No, you say arena. It's arena now.
It is arena now?
It is arena now.
Okay, and you got that in the spring, man. Talk to me about, again, how you transition, how you.
It's a good gig, I'm not going to lie, because I have the availability to use my, our pro abilities with the arena, and it transitions right into high school. And I take that mentality, that professionalism, the perception into the high school program, and I can double dip. So, for example, when I was at Kennesaw State this past weekend, I'm looking for players for the Lions. But I'm also, hey, coach, by the way, I got a high school kid, he's a rising junior, you need to look at him. So I think it gives me a little bit of credibility when I tell a college coach, got a kid that runs a 4.5, because I know what a 4.5 is. And you have, I run a 4.3. No, you don't.
Right.
So I'm taking advantage of it, and I got a chance to I guess the question is real quick. When I came here to win, move on, and go to the NFL. The longer I'm here, I'm realizing my purpose is to make a difference. And I think I feel proud that I think I'm doing that.
Is it a slippery slope, dealing with amateur athletes and professional athletes? I know that obviously they don't have the bullseye on arena football, but it's professional football. You're getting paid to play.
Right. No, it's, guys are coming here to try to, just like AAA baseball, they're trying to get noticed and go back to the NFL, and everybody's trying to climb the ladder. So, I'm just honest with everybody. Just be honest, coach a football, make connections, try to better yourself every single day with your family and with football, and it works out.
I was really happy when you got appointed the job with Glenwood, because now obviously what the work we do with the local high school athletes, and now you obviously work with us and we work with you, so we get that brings us closer. And again, being able to be involved with the luncheons that we've had over the years. Of course,
you guys do a great job.
You've been there, and so what's your take on that? How do you think that affects the high school kids? You're a high school coach. We bring in these big name guys. We have this real nice ceremony, and I mean we've gotten some good reports. But what's your personal opinion about what we do?
It's credibility for the athletes in this area. There's unbelievable athletes in this area. Some get noticed, some don't get noticed, and I think you bring a spotlight to Dubai City, and people are starting to put this city in this area on the map because of that. I mean, I remember that event at the Hilton with 15, 20 players and you had some big name coaches then. So what we just experienced this past year, St. Luke's, to be there, I mean, that was something to see. It's something to be excited for, something to be proud of. And when our players from Glenwood get the experience of that and be in that room with all that talent, and you got the national championship coach standing on the stage, coming down to Columbus, it puts it on the map, and it makes me feel, good that I tell people that I coach in Alabama and Phoenix City, and from a high school standpoint, I feel proud and I stick my chest out.
Coach, we're going to have to get you back, but before you leave, please let everybody out there know about the upcoming Columbus Lions season, training camp, where they can get tickets, all that good stuff.
Just real quick, training camp starts March 23rd. It's open to the public. It's in the Civic Center. Season starts April 13th. It's a Friday night. We're doing a lot of stuff with a lot of people in town. We're doing a lot of fundraisers with different organizations. But our first 2 games are against the 2 teams we played in the playoffs. So it's coming right out of the gate. It's National Arena League, ColumbusLions.net. You can call our office 706-322-3336. But it's a whole nother level. This isn't your mom and pop's league anymore. And so trying to handle both teams now is really, it's tough.
Coach, we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Columbus Lions and the Glenwood Gators, Coach Jason Gibson. We'll be right back.
For the best in local, regional, and national sports news, be sure to tune to the Sports Visions radio show every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Over the past 16 years, DJ Jones and Dale Williams have celebrated and uplifted our local high school coaches and student athletes. So get a behind-the-scenes look from your hometown sports guys. DJ Jones and Dale Williams on WRCG 92.1.
Should planning your travel be more stressful than staying at home? Of course not. Here at Lumpkin Travel, our VIP service makes traveling easy and fun.
Girls Trip!
We've helped serve thousands of people and families experience their dream vacation by taking the hassle out of travel.
Thank you.
We book your flight, reserve your hotel, and make sure you have a stress-free vacation so you can enjoy every moment of it.
Thank you.
We even help you choose different activities that you're guaranteed to enjoy. And the best part is, we find you the best price at no extra charge for you. Actually, 95% of customers save money and time by booking with Lumpkin Travel. So start thinking about your dream vacation. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we'll make it happen for you. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today or log on and set up your vacation of a lifetime with Lumpkin Travel, your travel agent for life.
E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse has been your most trusted name in men's fashion for more than 50 years. We've offered the area's best selection of top quality, name brand suits, accessories, and casual wear at the most competitive prices around. Customer service is our top priority. We're the professionals generations have trusted for the best quality and absolutely the best deals. We are E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. We are simply the best.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
Hey, my name is George, and I love the Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets. It's like me grilling at home. It tastes very similar to that, except the seasoning. I probably can't season it as well as Chick-fil-A does. The chicken's super tender, and honestly, the best nuggets I've ever tasted.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Joining me right now is the Director of Athletics with Muskogee County School System. And, of course, he is an old football coach, Jeff Battles. How are you, Coach?
I'm great. Glad to be with you today.
Glad to catch up with you. I know that several occasions we wanted to do this because I see you everywhere, Jeff. You're really doing a lot of things that are beneficial for the kids and the coaches in this community, especially in the middle schools and high schools. And just want to give you an opportunity to come on camera and let's brag a little bit about what you got going on with your job.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're trying to get everything rolling in Muskogee County and make it a premier county in the state.
Now, again, you know, football coach, been coaching a long time. The transition now, you've been here a few years now. How have you been able to take the football coaching lessons and bring them over into administration?
Well, this is my second full year in this job, and it's been an adventure so far. You learn a lot as you go on, and as we started, there was a lot of learning on the run. And the second year, we've kind of settled in and started some programs and tweaked a few things and done a few things, a little different to try to make them a little better for everybody. So it's been a little bit of a learning experience, but as you said, from being a football coach, every year you get a different crop of kids in there as freshmen, and you kind of have to maneuver what you're doing around your talent. And so that's kind of the mentality we've brought into this job, and we're just putting our head down and charging along.
I've been involved with some projects with you, and I see the respect that the coaches and the athletic directors have for you. And again, that's crucial when you're talking about putting things together. And again, it's not like you have this elaborate or humongous staff, but it's going to take obviously that teamwork.
Yeah, and we have a great group of people in Muskogee County. That's the thing. None of this credit can come to me. If it wasn't for Dr. Lewis and him being a huge supporter of athletics, and Dr. Vickers, our student services chief, who's my direct boss, and her being a huge supporter of athletics, and honestly, the athletic directors and the coaches really, wanting to do better, we 2 years ago we came in here and we started doing some things, and then Dr. Lewis brought in this we initiative into the district where everything needs to be about we, the district, more important than any one school or one person, and all of our athletic directors have engulfed that and taken it and ran with it, and they really believe in what we are trying to do, and so that's a huge part. And then DJ, I'd be remorse if I didn't say thank you to the voters of Muskogee County, because most of the stuff we do, we couldn't have done without the SPLOST that we have right now. And so, that is a big deal that some people don't realize, that a lot of the things we're doing athletically with the facilities and stuff is because of that SPLOST and the voters we have.
Well, let's brag a little bit, because I know that obviously with you can give them paying homage and credit to a lot of folks, but you got kids out here in these teams in these schools out here, and I know your memory is better than mine. So let's brag a little bit about the champions from this year.
Well, we've had a really good year this year. Our most recent, we had a young man from Northside win the 800 meter in the track. We had the girls team, the girls tennis team from Columbus High play second in the state. Wow. Northside had a pole vaulter play second in the state, actually tied, and they had to go back and do a tiebreaker to break it. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty good for him. He was a freshman. Mm-hmm. And so we've had some good accomplishments this spring. A few of our guys finished in the top 5. Jordan had a top 3 high jumper. That was a great accomplishment for them. Right. Going back to basketball, Carver being the girls Carver basketball team getting to the semis like they did was a huge deal for us, and then you work your way back into the fall, and we had some great accomplishments within cross country and volleyball. We had 4 teams in the Elite 8 in volleyball. That's awesome.
That is awesome, and of course that softball team up in Northside.
And that's the one we can't forget about. Them getting in there and the battle they had to fight to get through that tournament at South Commons was just amazing, and for them to win a state championship here in Columbus was just a big deal.
Now, the next thing on your agenda, as far as again, if you had money or if you could just write it down on a piece of paper, what is the next thing you would implement for the good of athletics with Muskogee County?
Well, I think we're doing a good job right now of continuing our professional development for our coaches. One of the things we have coming up on June 1st is the Stay Ready Leadership Seminar, where we're expecting over 200 coaches from this area to come in and better their knowledge of leadership skills and how to lead these young people we have these days. And I think that's the one thing that we can never do enough of, is that professional development, is to hone our skills, to get better as coaches, because what we did 5 years ago isn't exactly working all the time now. And so we have to continue to learn and continue to get better and continue to do the things that make us better people, make us better coaches.
Jeff, oftentimes, and I share with our audience out there that, Muskogee County athletics doesn't necessarily have the budgets that a lot of these South Georgia teams and even some of the schools up north that have to bring in coaches and whatnot. I know that there was a turnover somewhat this year in some high school football coaches. What can help us get better with regard to attracting, and not that I'm saying these guys are not the best, but how can we get more competitive other than, I know money would be a big deal if you could offer, which you can't. You got 8 schools, man, and you're going against these one-town teams, and in these incredible booster clubs. So just speak to that.
Well, and that's a good point that I don't know if a lot of people realize is, we have 8 high schools and 20 middle schools that operate athletics. And when you're talking about that, you're talking about we have 8 head football coaches, and using football as an example because, that's the big money sport to most people. Well, there's teams in South Georgia that are one-county teams and teams right around us that are one-county teams, and they have 8 football coaches, so they're paying them a lot more money than we're paying ours as far as full supplements, but, we're paying 8 full, staffs. And so we've done some things over the last few years. Like I said, Dr. Lewis is a big supporter, and when he can, he's let us, work on our supplement pay and try. That way we can try to attract some pretty good coaches here. We had a big turnover last year. We got 5 new football coaches in the county, and not all that's because of pay. We want one of our coaches got an assistant principal job. He's moving up the ladder. And things like that happen. So I think that it's not all pay related, but we are working on our pay scale, and we are trying to do better in those pieces that we have identified that we can do better in to attract those more accomplished candidates.
I know that you and I are both working with Tim Walton in producing this and coordinating his Stay Ready Foundation leadership seminar, professional growth and leadership seminar. You're also doing some things with Marcus Smith, one of your former players that is in the National Football League right now.
Yeah, Marcus contacted us last year and wanted to give back a little bit to the high schools in town. And so we decided on to do a 7-on-7 tournament here in town. And all our high schools this year will compete in it. And it'll be at the stadium, Connect Stadium. And it'll be a great day of football, for them to throw it around and just compete against each other. Marcus gives all the kids a nice shirt, a nice performance gear shirt. And then the winning team, he gives $1,000 to their booster club. So it's just his way of coming back into town and giving back a little bit to the high schools that are in Muskogee County.
And I love that with not only Marcus, but Isaiah Crowell, whom I work very closely with, and again, Tim Walton. And there's just a lot of guys that obviously will probably be joining those guys because they're basically laying the groundwork and giving back to the kids because they played on these same dusty playgrounds and recreation centers, and they went to these same high schools and middle schools that many of these kids that are inspiration for too.
Yes, they are, and it's a joy to watch these guys get in front of these kids, whether it be the youth kids with Isaiah or the high school kids with Marcus, and they get up there and they start talking to them, and their eyes get big, and you can just see the respect they have for these guys who've made it. They've made the dream that every one of us had. All
right, lastly, I'll be remiss if I didn't ask you this question. What's the latest on the new stadium at Spencer?
Right now, we are in the planning phases. There is going to be a architect presented to the board in June, and once the board approves the architect, then the architect will start working with the construction department on a program, and they'll be able to get some costs done and things of that nature where we can at that point look at the SPLOST money we have and decide what we can and can't do for that stadium. The stadium's coming. It's in the phase. It was the whole time it's been in phase 3 of the SPLOST, so it's nowhere near ready to start, and it was not supposed to be started at this point. It's the last thing that was supposed to be done, and that's what we're on track to. So it's going to be nice. We're not going to try to put some bleachers up around the field. We're going to build a stadium, that we can attract some state events to, and that the people of Columbus can be proud of.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first. The Director of Athletics for Muskogee County Schools, Coach Jeff Battle. We'll be right back after this.
Bus is coming in 10 minutes. Come eat breakfast. Hey, watch the homework.
Do you know if it's supposed to rain?
Where's my gray hat? Where did you leave it?
It's your body.
What time does practice end today?
I like that headband. It really makes a statement.
Are you gonna wear this to work? Let's go. Bus is here.
Liberty Utilities natural gas. So reliable, you'll forget we're there.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
It started with a few smaller bills. $50 here,
$80,
$100. I had good health insurance.
Why isn't this covered? Well, then they started getting bigger. $800.
$1,800.
I saved for this.
But not that much. I'm glad I had Aflac.
They gave me money when I needed it most.
That's why Aflac is here, to help with the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
I love that Aflac duck.
Aflac!
Get to know us at aflac.com.
In Japan, they have something called Kobe beef. That's how we do it at Luke's Pub. 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 Y'all come out and see us.
Headquarter Nissan has the same used cars as our competitors for much less, and with a lifetime warranty.
Their 2018 Ford Fusion, $17,700. Ours, $16,900. That's over $750 less.
Plus a lifetime warranty.
Their 2017 Altima, $15,900. Ours, $15,400.
Plus a lifetime warranty. Compare and see for yourself. Don't pay more for less, pay less for more. A lot more. Headquarter Nissan.
For the best in local, regional, and national sports news, be sure to tune to the Sports Visions radio show every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Over the past 16 years, DJ Jones and Dale Williams have celebrated and uplifted our local high school coaches and student athletes. So get a behind-the-scenes look from your hometown sports guys. DJ Jones and Dale Williams on WRCG 92.1.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Joining us right now is one of our hometown heroes. Of course, you know the story. You go off, do well, come back and give to the community. Welcome back home, Tim Walton.
Glad to be back, to join the people in the community and see some old friends and get back reacquainted, man, with guys I haven't seen in a long time. So it's great to be here.
Tim, I tell you what, for the benefit of those folks out there who might not know who you are, and I know most of them do, but let's kind of walk them back through the times as from being a standout at Carver High School, going on to, of course, being a 3.5 year starter at Ohio State, and starting just a brilliant coaching career on the collegiate level, and obviously right now in the professional ranks.
Yeah, it started all here at Carver High School, went off in '89 to Ohio State, and then after I finished playing, I got into coaching, got into college coaching, and had a great journey, a long journey. I started at Bowling Green State University, went on to University of Memphis, Syracuse, LSU, Miami, and it goes on. And then I was able to jump into the NFL. I've been on 3 NFL teams, so it's been a good ride for me.
Not only have you been with NFL teams, you've been a coordinator, man, and that's a top, that's the next best thing to being a head coach.
Yeah, that was a great experience for me, and hopefully I look to get back in that role sometime in the near future. But it's been a great ride.
But you came home to do something special, and again, it started last summer about this time. But you wanted to come back and spread some of that wisdom and help share with that knowledge that you've learned over the way.
Yeah, it's just about giving back to the community. We got the Stay Ready Foundation. It's about staying ready for life. It's life lessons. And, for the youth and for the middle school coaches, all sports, women and men, to just try to be able to teach them and give back to the young people in the community so they can have good life lessons and how to manage your life and how to overcome adversity, life skill thing.
Absolutely. Attention all coaches. This is an alert. On Friday, June 1st, Tim Walton and some of his colleagues, to name a few, Brenton Buckner, Mike Caldwell, these are professional coaches. They coached at the top of the ladder. I mean, this is the peak. This is on top of whatever mountain you name, but you got to do some free speeches or talks, or if you will, just some testimonies, and you're going to try to give them an understanding of how they can maximize getting to the next level.
Yeah, we look forward to coming back and sharing with them our life journey, and about hard work, discipline, managing your life, overcoming adversity, all the things that normal people go through in their life, and to be able to just sit down and have an open forum and talk about it a little bit, and have a panel also to like some open questions and answer things that we can do to let people know that they can touch us, and be able to give back and let them know that that their dreams are possible.
Check this out. Now, they're not going to talk no X's and O's. This is all life skills. This is all, this is a leadership. There's several names we could put on it, Tim, but more importantly, it's free. Last year we had about 150 coaches, and again, that was a startup year, which was phenomenal at CSU. This year we have a little bit bigger arena over at McCullers Rainey School of the Arts, right behind the library. We have that magnificent auditorium over there. But all coaches, all levels, if you're dealing with kids in sports, men and women, Tim is going to be here with some of his colleagues to, of course, give you some of the training that you might not have thought about. And I like this thing, what you say, you got to get uncomfortable to be uncomfortable, something like that.
Yeah, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
That's right.
And that's life for us. You got to be able to hit the curveball in life, and that's the thing that we have to do. We got to deal with the ups and downs, and we're going to try to help people manage their life through that and give them some words of wisdom to help them make that roller coaster ride a little smoother.
Tim, one of my things in knowing and following coaches and being in the game for a long time is that the parents have a lot to do with it. Would the parents be welcome at this?
Yeah, the parents, we love for them to come out because that's what it's a community event. We're trying to give back to the community and for everybody to grow and learn and to just be able to sit down and talk about life and things that they may be holding inside. We're going to, like I said, share some life stories, share some life events that we've been able to experience. We have a great group of speakers coming. Like I said, my sister's coming back. You have Anita Howard. You got Jamie DuBose. You have a lot of people, Charles Flowers, a lot of people in the area that will be speaking. Obviously, we like to honor people. My father, Felix Walton, Wallace Davis, a lot of people that have been very influential in our lives and touched a lot of people here in the community, and just to get out and talk about some of those.
And man, I'm so proud of you, man. Again, I feel it's an honor for you to allow me to coordinate this seminar for you, and I know that, we go way back, but at the same time, man, just giving back and helping these coaches, man, because again, a lot of people, there's a lot of camps and a lot of clinics out there for the kids, but sometimes coaches need coaching.
Yeah, they do, and that's why we're trying to reach all coaches. And like I said, and the big thing this year is about we're reaching the women. That's the thing. A lot of women do a lot of great things. You did the great event yesterday, with the Women's Athlete of the Year luncheon. And it all started with me also with my mom. I want to be show how inspirational my mom was in my life, and how close I am with my sister. And there's a lot of great women that are doing a lot of nice things here in the Columbus area, and we just like to open that up and talk about all of it.
Remember, that's Friday, June 1st at the McCullers Rainey School of the Arts, and that'll go from 9 to 1 p.m. And again, of course, lunch will be included, but it's free, folks. Free. How often do you get to have a lecture or a talk or get to hear several professional NFL coaches to come in and help you no matter what level you're coaching at here in Columbus?
Yeah, come on out and join us June 1st. We look forward to having a great turnout.
Tim, I'll be remiss if I let you go before I ask you. I know this football thing has been going round robin, but you've had an opportunity to take a break. Not only are you strengthening your foundation, but having some time off, you're able to do a lot of other things.
Oh, yeah. The main thing I'm doing now is spending time with my family. You're always on the road and you're always busy and coaching a lot of guys all the time. Now I get a chance to spend time with my wife and my kids and try to win Dad of the Year. So that's my goal now.
Wonderful. All right, folks. Remember, Friday, June 1st, 9 o'clock at the McCullers Rainey School of the Arts. Hey, I'll tell you what, give me a call, 706-681-1136, or email me at djjones@sportsvisionsusa.com. We'll be right back after this.
For the best in local, regional, and national sports news, be sure to tune to the Sports Visions radio show every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Over the past 16 years, DJ Jones and Dale Williams have celebrated and uplifted our local high school coaches and student athletes. So get a behind-the-scenes look from your hometown sports guys. DJ Jones and Dale Williams on WRCG 92.1.